You cannot be held responsible for what you did not know. Here's the problem, collective. And this is what happens with a lot of people who are in karmic cycles with us or that we deem as karmic. What happens is when you know and you don't do anything. It's like the great poet wrote, Maya Angelou, however you want to say her name. She said, when you know better, you got to do better. I'm talking to an energy that knew better when it came to you, and they did not do better. They did not do better. The problem is not when you don't know. What you don't know, you can't be responsible for. You can't do anything about something you don't know. Here's the problem again, is when you know. When that child comes to you and tell you, someone's messing with me, touching me inappropriately, and you choose to ignore it. You found out, you knew, you heard it, but you chose to ignore it. And you're getting in trouble. That person is getting in trouble with spirit for not acting. Stop thinking that people are getting by for not protecting you, for not listening to you, for ignoring you, for hurting you. They are paying a very expensive price. Not just the price, they're paying an expensive price because they knew. They knew the details. They knew the outcome. They knew who would be hurt. They knew who would be sacrificed. They knew this would hurt your feelings. They knew this would take you out. They knew it. They didn't give you a warning. They didn't give you a heads up. I know the excuses. Oh, we didn't want to tell you because we thought it would upset you. We didn't want to tell you because it was your sister doing it. We didn't want to tell you because it was your pastor that actually talked about you. Well, we didn't want to tell you because we thought you was friends with the boss and we knew it would. No, all of y'all knew. They all knew about it. That's a direct message for somebody. Everybody knew what was going on with you. And once again, collective, I know how that feels. I've been in that predicament where everybody around you know what's really going on. And I know. I had a person to tell me, well, one reason I didn't tell you, because early on in the beginning, I told you to run, I told you to flee, I told you, and when I saw you didn't listen, I just didn't say anything else. Wow. See, here's the thing with that. Yeah, when you tell a person, you be careful, don't do this, don't do that, and I'm learning that as I mature spiritually, don't just do that and don't give them. Sometimes you got to give them a reason why. Now, you got to be careful with who you're dealing with because you can't even give some people a heads up. They'll use it against you. I get it. But there are some things in life, if you just would have, a little more detail, if they just would have told you, it's like telling someone that you're lying. They're not good with children, but you know that they've already caught a charge for molestation. That's deeper than telling a person to run or be careful or watch this person out. No, you pull this person aside and you tell them they're dangerous to be around the children. Do I gotta keep going giving y'all examples? When you know better, you do better. And because you knew, because these people knew and they did nothing to protect you, they knew, they did nothing to act on it, now they're in trouble. The penalty, the price is high. It's being paid. The stakes are high because they knew. They knew better. They knew what this would do to you. And everybody kept their mouth shut. Well, my mama raised me this. There was none of my business. Yet I'm in your face. Yet a person is around you. Yet you're still being told to cover a person in prayer, take care. How dare you see something really serious and you don't tell the person? I've had instances where I saw things and I was scared to say something, and I would pray and say, well, Lord, if it's meant for me to say something to this person, you'll send them around me. And then boom, the person comes around me. And every time that's happened and I had to warn somebody, they actually didn't turn on me. They were actually appreciative that I was able to give them some insight on a yay or a nay, a yes or a no, a do or a don't, a right or a wrong. That's all I'm talking about here. And when you know that something is going down, especially downhill or not in a good area for a friend, a loved one, and you see them caught up in the middle. Now, if you warn them, I mean thoroughly warn them and let them know. You're dealing with somebody with bad past addictions. You're dealing with somebody that's cheating. Every time you leave, you turn your back. They're cheat. I know people say, I don't want to get in it because that person to turn on me, they'll have me in them. If you pray on how to approach, because I'm telling you, it's the knowing that gets you indicted with the spirit. It's the knowing and not acting that gets you a hot seat in spiritual court. It's the knowing and not acting and not warning that backfires on your world and you wonder what's wrong. You didn't cover that person. You didn't protect that person. That's why I said we all have karma to pay, some type of karmic debt from some type of lesson we had to learn. It's the knowing that gets you in trouble. If you did not know, I ain't talking to you. If people didn't know around you, I'm not talking to you. This is not your read. But if you knew, or if you now know that all of your besties knew what was going on, I can't make it up. Do y'all see who just fell out the deck? That's the high priestess in the reverse. Not only did they know, they laughed at you. These people were they knew this person. Let me back up. Forget the people who was laughing. This is the person you should have been told about and warned about, that they may have just told you, oh, I wouldn't do that if I was you. That's not a good idea. Maybe you should run away. Let me tell you about that individual, what they should have told you. They should have been honest with you and told you this person is emotionally unstable. They have clouded thinking, poor judgment, they're reckless, they're overly emotional, they're a drama king or queen, they're extremely impulsive, everything they do have proven to have negative consequences. When they open their mouth, they're lying, they're conceited, they're shallow, they're very materialistic. This person enjoys sexual fulfillment and pleasure over commitment any day of the week. This person does not feel sensitivity, they are not empathetic. Beware, this person is deceitful. They're unfaithful. They're only out for the bag, the money. She or he will lead other people to destruction. Now, had I got that kind of warning about some people? Next card up, Ten of Swords. Look at that. When you don't warn people, when you don't tell people, when you don't help people, fighting, plotting, planning, Three of Pentacles in the reverse. This person is, whoever this energy is, they're in trouble for knowing and not warning you and not stopping you. They wanted to keep you off your throne. They wanted to see you fail. They saw you headed for greatness and they said, well, let's just let them find out the hard way. Okay, you found out. Your eyes are woke, but now that you know that they knew, you don't owe them nothing. Forgive them, keep it moving, don't look back. Look at that. I got the King of Wands and the King of Pentacles out here. Them knowing and not helping you will not delay your blessing, your new start. You're still coming out on top. A lot of people who knew about things that were being done to hurt you, they're being revealed, uncovered. Seven of Swords energy in the upright. Listen, they're not only getting justice, but you be patient. Because Spirit is really coming down on anybody that knew about a very vicious situation, did nothing about it. Those are the people that Spirit is dealing with in this reading. Epstein files. To know what was going on, to know whose names are on there and tried to keep it hidden. You really think we got the hangman energy here, baby? We about to watch that situation play out. It's too many people that's been violated, hurt, misused, and abused, that was sacrificed and people knew about it and they did nothing about it. The Epstein files is the ultimate example of this reading. Hangman energy is here, not for long. It's coming out. Look at this. Oh, I can't make this up. The last two cards out here, the Ten of Wands in the upright and the Judgment card. These people that knew about these things, from the Epstein file down to your world, let me tell you something. Now they're about to be placed under heavy judgment and karma. Ten of Wands energy denotes they will not be released, dismissed, or excused from their karma. Their judgment is going to not just be judgment, it's going to be harsh judgment. With the Judgment card out here in the reverse, there will be revenge by Spirit. These people will continue to be exposed that knew about any type of situation that hurt you, harmed you. They knew, they did nothing to protect you. Their season starts now. Going into 2026, you will watch these harborers and protectors of criminals in your world, in the universe, in the nation. Oh, it's about to be on and popping because they knew and they chose not to protect you. They chose not to protect those in harm's way. Judgment Day is here, and it is so. Ordered and carried. Please like, share, and subscribe to the channel. It would be greatly appreciated. Until next time, bye-bye.